So you want to know the best 3 Pro Clubs builds? Let's get straight into it. We have got a slapper for you right now. If you're not subscribed to this channel, consider hitting that red button and leave a like. This is your home of Pro Clubs. Everything Pro Clubs related right here. Ow. So I played 500 games, 800 goals, and about 578 assists with a 9 average match rating. I'm going to break down my 3 favourite builds for you right now, starting off with the meta one, which I use. But don't go anywhere because you've got a max rating, and I actually think this one is potentially the most usable for most players. So I like this build being the smaller, more agile, and it's just the meta for me, really. This build has got more skill moves involved, and that's just how I tend to play the game. But the perks, we're going skill dribbler, active first touch, and threaded pass. I've spoke about this in loads of videos, and over on the TikTok, the threaded pass is great because the L1, R1, and triangle over the top through ball that stays nice and low is just so good this year. You've got to use that when you're playing over the top through balls and not just L1 triangle that loop up. L1, R1 and triangle to play a ball over the top is pretty deadly, especially against the CPU. And this one, I feel like just gives you an increased chance of playing a better pass. The other two are self-explanatory, skill dribbler and active first touch. They're on most builds in attacking positions. They are just the best perks in my opinion. So we're going 5'6", £119. You don't want to go too much higher than 119. As you can see, my pace should change as it's on a threshold down to 93. So I stay at 119. Even if I drop down to 103 or lower, nothing changes there. It works in like blocks. So 119 is the top weight you can go without losing those stats on pace and other areas. Coming into the attributes tree, obviously pretty self-explanatory, nothing in the physical. As much as I think strength and stamina is useful, I don't tend to burn through my stamina. I don't want you guys sprinting around like headless chickens up front. There's absolutely no need. So as much as some of these are useful, you just don't really need to put your skill points into anything in physical or defending for obvious reasons. Dribbling wise, we like to use the Maestro archetype, which gives you a real boost in ball control and dribbling, both obviously very important in a striker position. The links is good, agility and balance. I'm not going to say it isn't, but it's 10 more skill points that I think are better off elsewhere. As I said in this build, we've got the 5-star skills in the Benzema one, which I'm going to show you after this. We don't use the 5-star skills. If you're not a skiller, you can save a lot of points on this one in particular. And also, I mean, I would recommend using the Maestro build, but I guess you could justify the links instead. I just think that ball control is really important. I mean, you control a lot of balls. Whoa. Please, moving us swiftly on to the passing tab, we've got one in the short passing. It's just a spare skill point. The one going improves your short passing by 2. Not going to change massively, but, you know, it's good to have. The way I play the game, over the top through balls, short passing, and shooting. That's the main things I do, and sprinting, which is why you can guess we're going to have a lot of skill points in the pace. We've got the 5-star weak foot. Again, you have to spend a lot of skill points to get there, but I think it's totally essential. If you don't have a 5-star weak foot in any striker build, you're messing up because you're going to get half your chances falling on your wrong foot. You're going to miss and you're going to have something to blame. Oh, it's a terrible finish, oh, blah, blah, blah. But at least if your pro misses and you've got the 5-star weak foot and it's on his weak foot, what can you say? You're like, well, I can't do anything else. If you didn't have this on and you had in on the 90th minute, you missed on your right foot, if you're a left-footed player, you're going to be going, I probably should have done that. And then on my build, we have everything in pace except the last sprint speed, just because I don't have 3 skill points available. Otherwise, I'd probably have it on, I can't lie. But we're absolutely rapid with that 96 acceleration, 94 sprint speed. The cheetah archetype is fairly essential in most builds, especially small builds on Pro Club. So that's what I've played the majority of my games in, but it doesn't stop there. We've got 2 other builds to show you, of course. And before we get into this Benzema one, I want to just remind you to please leave a like on this video. A thumbs up if you're off now using that. Thank you for your support. Right, let's go to the Benzema one rather than the max rating, because a lot of people love max rating, but I just think that you shouldn't just look at the overall. It doesn't mean that they're the best build just because they have the highest rating. So Benzema's build, I've named it that because it's kind of him. I mean, listen, he's not anorexic, but perks-wise, we've got the same 3 as discussed before. You could play around with this one. You could put it into something else if you really wanted to. And a lot of you asked me on my TikTok in the comment section, why don't you use things like, you know, the 15-minute boosts for when you score. Which ones are they? Here we go, quick reply, shooting attributes boosted for a short time after conceding. Now, these are great, but they're only active for 15 minutes at a time, and I like my perks to be on my pro for the entire game for obvious reasons. What if you don't concede? If you don't concede, then this one's just completely useless. Or hot streak is great after you score a goal, but what if you're struggling to score a goal and you don't score to the 85th minute and you get a winner? Great, but you've wasted a perk slot where you could have played about 3 or 4 amazing through balls in one half alone with this trait. So active first touch, skill dribbler, and the threaded pass. Moving into the attributes, you can go with Nothing in the first two as per, and this is pretty much the same, except we do not have the skill moves selected on here. I wouldn't have the skill moves selected here if I could get down to this Maestro archetype without spending the money here, but the money? Ooh, I'm way too deep into EA. Whoa! This video is a straight... But yeah, copy these if you want. Again, there's some things that I just think are so useless in skill trees. Attack positioning and agility. Agility, great. Attack positioning +5. You're positioning yourself. I would hope you do not need to hold L1 to position yourself. It seems pointless. In this build, we've got an extra skill point, so we put it into the short passing because we've got those skill points left over from the skill moves not being there. And on this particular build, we've got the same setup with the weak foot being 5-star. And be careful on skill trees for attention to detail and copying exactly what you see on YouTube videos, because you could maybe go, oh, heading accuracy, this costs 3, this costs 3. But see, here, this one gives you 5 heading, this one gives you 4. It's the same amount of skill points. Do not waste them on this side, put them into the heading. Again, you can go down this side of the tree to activate this weak foot, but you are looking at free kick accuracy. I just don't think you're using free kicks that much. Penalties, I guess you could say the same, but I just don't shoot free kicks. If you're shooting free kicks, maybe go down that side. As with the last build, it's essential in a striker position you have the finisher archetype for incredibly obvious reasons. 97 finishing, 88 long shots, and 83 shot power. The shot power doesn't look too great, but don't read too much into that. I mean, you absolutely smack shots in these builds, even the smaller one I showed you before. And the pace, we've got the same thing, everything selected but the last, and we're still absolutely rapid at 6 foot tall, 93, 91, and this is, although it's only slightly different, a little bit more high heading accuracy, not as many skill moves. It's a bit more of a well-rounded build. Your heading is improved to 86. You're going to be a little bit more dangerous in the box, especially against CPUs in that aspect. So maybe consider this build if you're more of a well-rounded player that doesn't like to use the skill moves. And finally, we're going to the absolute mess. Okay, the mess. 91 rated max rating, by the way, in the striker position build at 6'7". The weight stays the same. The perks are looking slightly different. This is not a build I like. It's not a build I would use, but it's a build I have to show you. So, active first touch, set piece beacon, for obvious reasons. It increases your heading attributes during set pieces, and also physical strength, which boosts your strength, ball control, and jumping when jousting, shielding, or heading a ball. You're 6'7", I don't need to fill in the gaps there. The attributes, you're 6'7", 119 pounds, again staying nice and lean, are very different. To get the 97 or 91 rated, I should say, you have to copy this exact setup. So reactions are important. Don't ask me why. Not actually that good in game, but it gets you 91 rated overall. Absolutely nothing in defending for obvious reasons. Dribbling, you are having to max out on this left-hand side, get attack positioning and attack positioning here. I said it is so thorough. You take off 1 skill point on this, or 3, take off the 5, you're going to lose it. You're going to be 90 rated. There you go. So you have to copy these exactly. And I said in the previous part of this video, attack positioning is not very useful. However, it does give you the high level overall. So you're going to have to put it into these skill points to get it. 2 in the short passing, like we've seen before. Here we have a different setup. We've got the heading accuracy coming into 98 heading accuracy. You don't need to select this free kick accuracy to achieve this with the heading down here. You can go down this right hand side to get this. You do still have the finisher archetype, so 97 finishing with 98 heading. I mean, it's a dangerous build for crossing the ball. And pace is where this build lets itself down. You get obliterated on the pace. There's absolutely no way to reach level 91. I know it says 90 in the top right, but it's just a visual bug right now. Without having no selected pace and having them in the agility and attack positioning section. Little bit annoying, but you know, the build is what it is. If you want to be a bit of a sweat, you want to try it out, give it a go. I like these 3 builds. My favourite is still the top one, the first one of this video, but give them a try and let me know how they go. Thank you for the support on this channel. I know there's not been as many videos recently. We are gearing up towards FIFA 23 and we got some massive things coming. We are nearly at 220,000 subscribers, so hit that red button if you enjoy the Pro Clubs content. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for your support. Check out the TikTok and other social media links below if you want to see more content. See you next time.